So this Akasha is the first manifestation, is a unit space, unit Akasha. And from Akasha, then what happens? Akasha is space. Then what happens is, there starts vibration. And due to the phenomenon of vibration, there is the formation of atoms, finer units. And this is the phase of differentiation. Explaining this phenomenon, Master Pythagoras has given a sentence. He said, space decomposed into spaces and that is the birth of air. Space decomposed into spaces, that is the birth of air. This is the sentence of Pythagoras. I told you Pythagoras has explained decompose. Oh, decomposes. P, there is a P missing. Decomposes. Space decomposed into spaces. Pythagoras, he explains all the phenomena of this creation in some mystic sentences, always, which are to be meditated. So the first it was as Akasha, unit space. It is one. When it is in the form of Akasha, it is one unit. And it decomposed into Akashas. That means there is activity of vibration, and one Akasha became several units. And these several units are called air. One unit getting into several minute units. That is the next phase. So, Akasad Vayuhu, that is the formula. That is the order. Akasat Vayuhu. Vayu has emanated from Akasha. And what is the phenomenon of emanation is? This is the phenomenon. The one unit space gets like decomposition, means here it gets divided. Then you have the birth of atoms. And then there is movement. Vayu means pulsation, movement. And when there is starting of this vibration, activity of vibration or movement, then there is friction. Therefore, Vayor Agnihi. So when there is movement, then there is friction. From this you have the manifestation of fire. Vayor Agnihi. And then on the background of air there is a phenomenon called condensation. That is the transformation of the heat. It is condensation. Due to that, Agner Apaha. Apaha means the liquid state. Water. Apaha. When the vapor condenses, it forms into water. So liquid state. From the gaseous state, you have the liquid state. First is Akasha state, then Vayu state, the state of air, and then you have state of fire, state of water or liquid. And further condensation leads to solidification. So Adbhyah Prithvi. Prithvi. Prithvi means the solid matter. Prithvi, the solid matter. So this is the order. This is the order of manifestation. The unbound space, from the unbound space there is separation of unit space. First there is the separation of unit space. Space takes as a unit. And then in the space there is starting of vibration and forming of atoms, spaces. Because in each atom also there is space. Inside the atom there is space only. All the phenomenon happens, they take place in the space, and then there is movement at the atomic level. Because you know in the electrons there is movement. So then Vayu, and then there is friction, Agni state, manifestation of Agni. And here in these 5 states of matter, Agni, here the fire, is also called Vahni. Vahni. Vah, Vah is the root. Vah means to transport. So he is the transmuter here. Agni is responsible for change of one state into another state. That is why it is possible for us to see that by condensation from the gaseous state you have liquid state, and further condensation to solid state. And in the reverse order, when you heat this from the solid state, again it is in the liquid state and gaseous state back. So manifestation and unmanifestation in those 2 phases. Apa is water, liquid state. So therefore, in this, then you can understand that even Akasha also. Otherwise, how fire can be matter? This is also, if you do not understand this properly, then you will be confused, because how Akasha can be matter, how Vayu can be matter, how fire can be matter. But here, these are 5 states of matter for manifestation of matter. This we must clearly know this. Then you have no confusion. So in this phenomenon, you have on the vibration, because Rudra is lot of vibration, there you have this sound and this flash of light and all this. So that is very high frequency light which is produced in the clouds. And also this sound is responsible also for communication. We are able to communicate with each other, and this communication is by using the sound, which is, all this phenomena is conducted through space only. How we are able to communicate with each other through the sound? What is the phenomenon? We don't think of this. We don't know this. We are using it. That is what is explained in Saraswati Sukta in Rigveda. There it is said that you are seeing but you are not seeing. You are hearing but not hearing. When Saraswati is at work, Utatvah paschan na dadarsya vacham. You are looking at, you are using her to look, but you are not able to perceive. Utatvah shrunvanna shrunoti. You are listening but not listening. So we are using all this phenomenon to communicate with each other. But how? First, it starts from the thought in the mind. As a thought. When I want to say something, it starts how? As a thought. It starts. And this thought is So this thought brings the concept, and then this is transformed into sound vibration. So this is being uttered by the activity of our apparatus with the two vocal cords. These vocal cords also are working by the phenomenon of vibration. They vibrate. You should always remember that the place of utterance is governed by the sign Taurus, which is symbolically explained as the vehicle of the Lord Rudra. All this we must always remember, we should not forget. The place of utterance in our body is governed by the sign Taurus in the zodiac. And this Taurus is symbolic, and it is called the vehicle of the Lord Shiva, Rudra. So it is the place of vibration. So through this phenomenon of vibration between these two vocal cords, there is the sound vibration, and so the thought which is translated here into the sound, and the sound reaches the other person through the space, and there it is received by the apparatus of hearing, and there again it is transformed from sound into thought. That is how you are able to we are communicating with each other. It is a transference of thought through sound. But we never think of all we never care to know all these things. We make use of it, but we don't have time to know what is going on. How we are able to speak and understand each other. This is because we are allowed by Rudra to use this. If he does not allow us, we cannot do it. We cannot speak, we cannot communicate. Because even the thought is also a vibration on the higher plane.
So does it mean if we do not hear, for example, or can't see properly, that we misused these qualities?
Yes, before. Yes, this is the result of that. Yes, always. Because thought is a vibration also. So when there is a thought is followed by energy. That is what Master Jalkul says. Master Jalkul said, energy follows thought. So all this phenomenon is transference of energy, ultimately. If we know this, then we will be conscious, we are awakened, and then there will be no misuse. That is another advantage. Why we misuse our speech also? We often make misuse more than proper use, our speech.
Investing time, working for many years, the quality of thought.
Yes.
So according to the quality of thought, you have the different energy.
Yes.
So if you have a thought, you is possible.
If the disharmonious thought is there, yes.
Then the whole system is enough.
Yes.
If you have
One thought which is disharmonious, that disturbs the whole thing.
or is a thought of fear,
Yes.
the whole system
Yes. All is distorted. It is very strong. It is a strong instrument.
This formula. So this is unbelievable. When you meditate on this,
Yes.
constantly meditate on this.
Yes, we have to, because then all the thinking apparatus will be rearranged. When once we meditate and we can know this, then our thinking apparatus will be rearranged.
And this is exactly where we have to come down. We have to leave the feeling level.
Yes.
Come
To that mental level.
And then the life guidance.
Yes.
Is pure.
Then we will receive the true.
Yes, because this is what we're feeling here now. There's a lot of misguidance. So this is exactly what this humanity has now to learn.
Yes, is very important.
Come on the mental level, to be reborn on the mental level.
Yes. Then you will be open to the higher light. Otherwise we will be, our mind will be turned downwards.
Yeah.
But would you say that it's a circle within thought? Because first there's an impulse and then there's thought. So isn't thought also transformed energy? So isn't
First the utterer, when we utter a sound, first the utterer and the utterance are undifferentiated. That is the first stage. That is what is called para state. When we utter a sound, before we utter a sound, at the starting point is the utterer and the utterance are one and undifferentiated. That is what is called a para state. Para. There are 4 stages. Several times we have explained, but it is important to remember them again and again. Para is the first phase of the utterance. Yes, this is symbolically called 4 phases of Brahma. Because the whole creation is called utterance of the Creator, Brahma. So, the first stage is where utterer and the utterance are undifferentiated. They are one. Then there is a starting of differentiation. Utterer and his intention to utter. Then it has come into the next stage, that is called Pasyanti. When there is an impulse to utter, then there starts the differentiation, and there is an impression about which he is to utter. So it is in the form of the impression. Then this is translated into a language at the level of mind, because this is higher to mind, these two. And then there is a level of mind as the medium. That is called Madhyama. Madhyama means medium, intermediary, Madhyama. So it is at this level that impression is translated into a language in which it is to be uttered, at the level of mind. And then the 4th stage is that what is formed as the utterance in the Madhyama, it is brought out into physical sound. Into the form of the sound, it is brought out. That is called Vaikhari. This mystery also is explained in Saraswati Sukta also. Chatvari vak parimita padani. So all the utterances are in these 4 stages. But only the 4th one is known because the other 3 are kept in the cave. Guha trini nihita. In the cave means they are in subjective plane. They never come into objective. Guha trini nihita. Trini means 3, Nihita guhayam. So they are kept in the cave. What is this cave? Cave is the subjectivity. Turiyam vacho manushya vadanti. So the beings are uttering only the fourth one, which is the outcome, the physical speech. That is what is called Vaikhari. These four stages are symbolically called as, explained as the four faces of Brahma, the utterer, who utters this creation. Because the whole creation is also the utterance, is the word uttered by God. The word was with God and the word was God. So this is the same.
This is one detail.
Yes, very clearly and detailed you can know like this. So it is all the work of Rudra that we are able to communicate through sound. That is why Uchair Ghosha, he is the one who is making the sound. He is manifesting himself as the sound. Akrandayat, Uchair Ghoshaya Akrandayate. It is another word. Akranda means yesterday you have noted down. Who makes in the loud voice, Akrandayate. Suppose we make loud voice in calling or in speaking to each other. If we are angry also we can speak very loudly. Boy, what are you telling like this? A different vibration.
It's not joyful.
Not joyful. The same, we use this sound in different vibrations to have different experience. So the Rudra, it is the power of Rudra only. So if you are normal usage, the Rudra gives you a pleasant experience. If your emotion is roused, then the Rudra will work only, but then he gives us a different experience, Raudra. Raudra means the expression of anger. Raudra. This way. Normally it is harmony. So, when we speak to each other, see, speech is a very powerful instrument. How to use the speech is an art. Because with speech, you can manipulate the other person. With your word, you can make the other person very happy through your word, very pleasant. Or you can also destroy the other person with your word. Completely use your power, destructive power also through your speech, and then the other person is disturbed emotionally, and the disturbance lasts for a long time. When there is a disturbance, strong disturbance, then it will have its effect for a long time. So, how you have to use your speech? There are certain rules. Once again, Manu who is this Manu? Solar mind. Manu is the solar mind who governs the activity, the mental activity of the beings, especially the human beings. We use more our mental faculties. That is why we need to receive from time to time rules and regulations from these higher beings. So from time to time Manu manifests into form also to give these teachings. So among this he has given the rule how we have to make use of our speech. First thing is we have to use truth only. Satyam bruyat. You have to speak only truth. Truth. Yes. You have to speak only the truth, not otherwise. And you have to also, this is what is called Satyam. Truth is Satyam. Satyam means truth. And at the same time, it should be pleasant. This is called Priyam. Priyam means pleasant. So you have to speak the truth only, at the same time it should be pleasant. Truth should be presented in a pleasant manner. You should not break the other person. Yes, then also it should be pleasant. It should be presented in a very pleasant manner that the other person is not disturbed. Because you have you are not expected to disturb the other person. So therefore, Satyam bruyat, Priyam bruyat. Speak truth and speak the truth in a pleasant manner. Satyam Priyam. And na bruyat Satyam apriyam. When the truth what you are going to present, if it is not pleasant, don't say then. Don't speak then. Na bruyat Satyam apriyam. Apriyam means unpleasant. If the truth which you are going to present is unpleasant to the other person, then don't present, stop now. Na bruyat Satyam apriyam. But at the same time remember, Priyam cha, even Priyam cha, even the pleasant also, na anrutam bruyat. Only to please other person you should not speak untruth. If I feel that I should to please Rudolph, if I speak something which is not truth, no, you are not expected to do that. You have to speak only truth. Yes. If you speak untruth to please the other person, that is speculation. So, Satyam bruyat, speak truth. Priyam bruyat, speak pleasantly. Na bruyat, don't speak Satyam apriyam. Don't speak a truth which is unpleasant. Priyam cha, even the pleasant also, na anrutam bruyat. If you want to speak pleasantly, you speak pleasantly, but at the same time, truth only, not untruth. How is it possible, all this? It's difficult. You say you should speak only truth. You say you have to speak only pleasantly. Then he said, Yesha dharma sanatanaha. This is dharma, this is law. Sanatana means which is always eternal truth.
The nature of the human being, it is there.
Yes. Speaking untruth is misleading. Misleading, it misleads the other person. It gives a wrong thing.